After a ton of paperwork and nearly a month of patience and using Grab, I finally got my own scooter in Ho Chi Minh City, and this was a very interesting process. From new rules for buying scooters and issuing driver's license to my first ride in the city, this is my journey buying a scooter in Ho Chi Minh City. Come get lost with me. It's been a few days since I got back to Vietnam, and I've been kind of relying on other people to get me around town, mainly with Grab. I have the Grab app, and it's been really easy, and having them pick me up. The cost is quite reasonable as well, so there hasn't been much of an issue. But that's not really a long-term solution for me. I mean, there are other ways of getting around town. There's taxi, but with Grab, why am I using taxis? There's also mass transit, like the bus, and also there is a metro line. It's not a long-term solution. It might be a short-term solution if you're here for a week or so. Of course, there's also renting a scooter, which is something that I've done before. And the cost could range about $5 to $10 if you're doing it short term. For long term though, you can probably get it for maybe like $2 or $3 a day. As far as a long-term prospect, it's just not a good solution. And so my plan has always been to buy a bike in Vietnam. And I started doing the research before arriving in Vietnam. So it basically came down to three brands. It's Honda, Kawasaki, or Vespa. Vespas are just way too expensive. It runs roughly about $4,000 and up. And then Kawasaki is a nice sporty bike, looks nice, but unfortunately it's not too reliable. And so the solution has always been to look into getting a Honda. I'm just not sure which models to go with because I've had a variety that I've ridden in the past. But it basically came down to the Vario, the Lead, and I think the Vision. I haven't decided on which bike to get yet, so today my cousin's bringing me to the bike shop so I can take a look at some of them. So there's a huge possibility I might getting a bike tomorrow, and it's gonna be the Vario 160. I think the total cost out the door is gonna be about 2,500, 2,600 USD. So they have the bike in black, but they don't have it here. So I'm gonna come back and take a look at it tomorrow, maybe test it out, and if it works, then yeah, I'm gonna have a new bike. Yeah, it's so crazy though. Things are moving kind of fast, which is kind of nice because then I can have a bike. I could kind of go around and be a little bit more freer to be able to kind of get around the city and stuff like that, which is really kind of the best way to do it. Having Grab, being always needing to do that, and also getting Grab food is just not optimal. I'd rather go out and actually find places and go to different places without relying on others, you know? But today though, I'm gonna go pick up my cousin's gonna lend me his bike, and I'm gonna kind of like ride around. I'm, feel very comfortable that I'm not gonna get in accidents and stuff like that. And so I'm just gonna borrow his bike until I get my own bike, which is probably gonna be tomorrow. But now I gotta go deal with the licensing. Unfortunately, we'll pick us up tomorrow when I meet up with my other cousin. Good morning. It is the next morning, and I am meeting my cousin this morning because I've got some stuff to do. We're picking up where we left off, going to check out the bike a little bit later. But first, I am going to deal with my my driver's license situation. I'm trying to get the driver's license. I'll show you the step-by-step things that I had to do to make sure that you can use it to help yourself get your driver's license. It's gonna be a temporary driver's license, and if you have a visa, a passport, and a driver's license back home, you're more than halfway there. The only thing you have to do before you get here is actually get your international driver's license and bring it over here, and then we're gonna start the process. My cousin's picking me up in just I think another 5-10 minutes, and then we'll head to basically the DMV. I think that's my cousin there. Is that him? Yeah, my cousin. He's gonna take me there. He was actually with me the whole time last time. Hey.
From last year, they were strict about the vehicle, the rules.
Yeah. So right now we're headed to basically the DMV in Ho Chi Minh City. There's a guy over there. Last time we came, I went to a law firm and asked how to do it, and they actually pointed me to this guy. And he was really helpful. He actually did all the paperwork, paid him a fee, and also the fee for the driver's license. And I think it came out to like $100 or $150 US. We're here, and this is where we came last time to get my temporary driver's license. And this is the temporary driver's license that we're trying to get here. It's a pretty easy process. There's actually a guy in the alley that will process, fill out the form for you and help you get that whole process going. Alrighty there, so there is a change of plan. It looks like the requirements for getting a temporary driver's license has changed, and it's not the same as before when you can just use your visa. Now you actually have to get a temporary residency card, which is a little bit more complicated. But I don't think I'm be doing that, but you know, I still want to see what the process is, just in case anybody else wants to do it. And unfortunately, the rules kind of changed for getting your temporary license. I'll explain a little bit more once I get to a place where I can talk a little bit better. Okay, we decided not to go to yesterday's bike shop because there's another one that has more models available to look at. We're looking at this bike. This is a lead. It's 125 cc. So I don't know. I kind of like this. It's a bit big. Seats a little bit wider. Kind of more comfortable. So I don't know. I think I'm going for that. The other option is this Vision here, which is a little bit slimmer, smaller, lighter, but there's no anti-lock brakes on this. Okay, so I think I've decided. I'm going with the lead. Has ABS. It's a bigger car, but it's a bigger bike, but I think it's a little bit more comfortable to sit on, and kind of like the color and all the features and stuff like that. I think I was kind of going towards that route in the beginning and kind of got diverted into other models and stuff. But looking back, I think that's probably the best choice. So gonna go get some paperwork done and pay for the bike. I think it's gonna be about a week or so. Hopefully less than that before the paperwork's done and the license is issued. I'm back at the apartment. So yeah, it's a little bit complicated with the whole situation with the license. Long story short, I don't think as a foreign driver you're able to get a temporary driver's license anymore. I think that's all reserved for people who have residency here, which I think makes sense because you don't want a bunch of people who don't know the rules having a temporary license, because you don't have to take an exam for that type of stuff. I think on the way around, once I get everything settled with my passport and my residency and stuff, and get my national ID here, then I'll get my permanent driver's license here. But right now, the bike situation is almost done. Unfortunately, it's gonna be another day because, like with everything else here, rules change. And the rules are different for buying cars compared to, and what you need to do compared to what it was last year. And so I think my cousin didn't have all that document because he's gonna be on the title, because I can't do that right now until I get all my whole situation moving here dealt with. So the plan is for him to be on the title, and I'll use the bike as needed, and then when I head back to the States, I should get my passport. It's a whole different story. I don't want to get into that. There's a lot of planning for this move. Maybe we'll talk about it in the future. But yeah, for the time being, that's done. So there's the bike, the lead. Yeah, trying to make sure that there's no like scratches on this bike. It's pretty nice. It's brand new. And with the final inspection done, I paid for the bike and took ownership. But unfortunately, the paperwork and the license plate is going to take about 3 weeks to arrive. So I can't ride it until then. Okay, so we're about 2 weeks out from when I purchased my bike and dropped off at my cousin. And the license plate and paperwork came yesterday or the day before. And I picked up my bike yesterday. And there it is. It's currently in the garage and it's parked. A little bit kind of all over the place. It's a nice color. I think I showed off a little bit when I bought the bike. But yeah, today get the bike for the first full day and let's go take it for a ride. Okay, so right now I'm on my way to coffee and it's just a short, quick ride. It's just down the road about 15 minutes away. It's 3 days out from when the plates came, and today I am taking my bike in to get it washed, and then I'm going to take it to a person to wrap up the bike. Wrapping the bike actually gives it a little bit extra protection, and the main issue is really with parking, because a lot of people park and they'll park really close to you, and sometimes your bike gets a little bit scratched up because they're just not careful when they're moving their bikes in and out of spaces. Wrapping your bike also gives it a little bit design, like this one. Instead of that plain black plastic look, there's a little bit design in this. It gives it a little bit style here. Alright, so I had the bike wrapped, so this is all wrapped. You can see a little bit of that, but that needs to be touched up in a few days. This is different, a little bit of a design on there instead of the just flat black. I had the mirrors replaced, put the phone holder up there for directions, and then just one mirror over here. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how this went. Anyways, thanks for coming along with me on my scooter purchasing adventure. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. If you enjoyed this video, like and comment below. And if you're interested in how I'm coming along living in Vietnam as an American expat, subscribe and turn on notifications for updates. Thanks for getting lost with me, and I'll see you on the next one.